This evening, judges and magistrates are up in arms over what they termed as intimidation and threats from high-ranking government officials over Thursday's High Court decision that stopped the BBI Constitution Amendment drive, terming it as unconstitutional, null and void. Through the Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association, they want the Inspector General of Police, Hilary Mutyambai, to investigate and prosecute those behind a barrage of personalized attacks against 5 High Court judges who halted the BBI reggae. And as Francis Gashuri tells us, the association says an independent judiciary is a non-negotiable constitutional guarantee.
Stung by the Thursday High Court shocker, proponents of the BBI-driven clamour for constitutional amendments have directed a barrage of attacks on Judges Joel Ngugi, Jairus Ngaah, Teresia Matheka, George Odunga and Chacha Mwita.
They made very personalized attacks against the person and the office of the president. This was a very deliberate design to plunge the country into a constitutional crisis and chaos through judicial activism.
Na tutafuata sheria kuenda hiyo appeal. Lakini tunaona hiyo judgment kama iko na motivation nyingine beyond the law. If you read it, you listen to what they were saying, it's like they were picking ones from somebody. Isn't it? It is as if the judgment was written somewhere.
The Judges and Magistrates Association, in a statement expressing dismay at the personalized attacks directed at the 5 judges, terming them an affront to decisional independence of judges. The association, through its Secretary General Derek Kuto, particularly incensed with Monday night remarks made by Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju.
This whole issue of independence of the judiciary, I like members of the judiciary and even Parliament and the executive for that matter, that it is more mature to talk about interdependence. That is where the rest of the democracies are. That is where the rest of the world is at the moment. They should also learn the word interdependence, because as soon as they finish the ruling, they need the policemen to escort them home as guards, as drivers, and so forth. The world is much more complicated.
While urging Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai to investigate and prosecute those behind attacks on the 5 judges, the association also asked Interior Affairs Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i to assure all judges and magistrates of their security. Those dissatisfied with the Thursday judgment, according to the association, should seek redress in the Court of Appeal or risk plunging the country into anarchy through willful failure to comply with lawful court decisions. BBI proponents even claimed the 5-judge bench that was constituted by retired Chief Justice David Maraga before his exit made its judgment in anger to hit back at President Uhuru Kenyatta over his judiciary revisit threat and failure to appoint 41 judges nominated by the Judicial Service Commission. Judges Joel Ngugi and George Odunga were listed for elevation to the Court of Appeal.
Now, if you've been looking for a job and you haven't gotten it, please restrain yourself. Restrain yourself, Bwana. We restrain ourselves, all of us. Restrain yourself. Don't use the position you're occupying to settle scores using the courts.
The unjustifiable, feeble, and baseless attack directed at the judiciary and individual judges by political anarchists is deeply troubling, retrogressive, and barbaric. It must stop forthwith.
The Judges and Magistrates Association holds that the judiciary's independence was non-negotiable to enable them arrive at decisions based on the constitutional provisions, evidence adduced, and the rule of law.
Welcome, Judge.
The National Assembly will hold a special sitting tomorrow to debate the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee's report on Chief Justice nominee Martha Koome. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.